Welcome everyone to the Howl. I'm Emily Durkin, and in this episode, I sat down with Hersey Varsity Girls Basketball players Sadie Marks and Rylee Farrell, alongside Coach Coach Ludois, to discuss the start of the season. In this episode, we focused on how the team has developed from past seasons and what's to come in the new year for the team. Thank you for joining, and we hope you enjoy. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Howl. My name is Emily Durkin, and the producer of today's show is Zara Babayeva. And we are very excited to have Sadie Marks, Rylee Farrell, and Coach Ludois here in the Dispatch Podcast Studio, powered by Just Pizza. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me in the morning.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So I want to start off. I want to know, what preparation the team and you guys have put in during the off season to make sure you're ready for this season.
You know, this summer was, I told them, our best summer yet since I've been here. We had kids that were, dedicated and were at everything, came to every game, came to every practice. And you could tell, it just felt different. It felt like they knew we could be good and they were dedicated to being that team that we knew we could be. And we knew we needed everybody in order to do that. So we put a lot of work in this summer, and it's kind of carried in through the fall and the season.
Do you guys have anything?
I think just in the fall and just the end of summer, the most important thing was just everyone just kept moving in different sports and just getting touches in. No one was just sitting around just waiting for the seasons to start. Everyone was doing something, and it kept us busy, and that was good.
Yeah, open gyms and stuff, people showed up. Even when they were in sports, as soon as their season ended, they just came right back to it.
So during the off season, I noticed most of the team, I would say, does club, right? If not all, club basketball. Yeah. So I wanted to know, how does that club basketball setting differ from the high school season?
I feel with club, it's kind of just we don't have scouts or film or anything, so you just show up and you just do what you can do. And I feel with Hersey, it's more just do what you can do, but it's also follow the plan, because we have a set in almost in stone what you're supposed to do, and with club it's just kind of go out there and do your best. And I definitely like doing scouts and film a lot better because I feel more prepared. But
yeah, I would say Hersey's a lot more structured, but then also club would help, because Luda says don't be a robot. So going into a Hersey thing, yes, we have a plan, but it doesn't have to go exactly that way for things to work well.
So why do you think it's valuable for younger girls who are interested in playing in high school to get involved with club?
Probably just I said before, just keeping touches in, keeping movement. You're always playing games almost every weekend, and that's all you can do is just you never fall down. You're always just improving.
And one thing that I've learned too is at Hersey, kids do everything. So I think almost every single one of our kids, except for the exception of maybe two, are multi-sport athletes, which has its huge advantages, and also is tough because if you're playing other sport, you're not necessarily getting those basketball skills in. But when you play basketball in the off season, as long as you're touching the basketball, you're getting better. So I feel just keeping that ball in your hands, playing, even when you're in other sports, is huge, especially once you get to the varsity level.
So how do you think that the team has changed or improved since last year?
What I love about this team is no one's in it for themselves. We have a lot of really great returners from last year that have that game experience, but we also have a lot of new kids that are stepping into bigger roles, but they all have our team goal in mind. And I don't ever have to worry about who's going to show up, who's going to play hard. Whoever is out there plays so hard every single game. And it's not that we didn't do that last year. It's just a very different feel. I think we have maybe a few more offensive weapons this year also. Obviously, Kate and Sadie score a high majority of our points, but everybody else contributes in other ways, and it's been really cool to see them work together and step up.
I feel our team chemistry this year is just absolutely unmatched, crazier than all my years before this. We're all just friends. We talk at school. We're just constantly just almost just a group of friends, and it's so much better than just being a team. We're so much more than that, and you can definitely see it on the court.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're definitely a lot closer, and it transfers over to everything, when we're playing and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So the team lost 6 seniors from last year. How are you guys adjusting, having the younger players fill those roles? How is that going?
Actually, I was just thinking about this morning. One thing we really challenged them on this year is we lost Kiki Kraft, who was probably our best defender and definitely our leading rebounder. And we really challenged them as like, where are all those rebounds going to come from? And I've never coached a team that offensive rebounds as well as this team. And offensive rebounding is not skill, it's just wanting it. And they crash hard every game, and it's really been the X factor in a lot of our close games and against really tough teams. Like Maine South and Friend, we out-rebounded them, and I feel like that was the biggest difference in a lot of ways. And they've really responded and stepped up to fill what we missed from last year.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like with our younger girls, I talk about it too, but like with confidence, like we're all in this team together, like we've all like earned our spot, and so you just have to be confident in your abilities and know that like no matter if you're like a freshman or a senior, like we're all here together and we all like have the same like opportunity to just go out there and win and play.
I was looking over the roster, and there are 6 sophomores and 1 freshman on the team this season, and only 4 seniors. So are there any benefits from having a team that's like, I'd say, half filled with underclassmen?
It's interesting because some of our underclassmen we had 3 freshmen on our team last year, so now they're sophomores and they're all playing huge minutes, and so they've really stepped into those roles and gained that confidence. And being a younger team in general, we talk a lot about positive touches. Like if Sadie and Rylee have a turnover, they're going to high five and say, we got it. Our upperclassmen are really good about boosting our underclassmen up. And like when they make a mistake, it's that next play mentality of you can't sit on it. You have to move on and make up for it on the defensive end. And I think especially our upperclassmen have done a really good job supporting them.
So in last year's season, the team lost to Prospect in all 3 times that you guys met. So what do you think it was about that Prospect team that you guys struggled with, and how is the team going to build off of that for this year?
I feel like last year it's kind of just like our crosstown rivalry. Like it kind of just, I mean, me personally, like it just got kind of in my head, and I feel like it did with other people. And I feel like last year we had like our ups and our downs, and so I feel like that kind of translated to is like if we had like a good game in our heads, like it was like, oh, it's Prospect, and then it just kind of like got to us, and then that was like our down. And I feel like, I mean, with this year, like I feel like me personally, I have so much like confidence, and like I'm like not like afraid at all. Like I'm so ready for like January, whatever time it is.
We really struggled to score against them last year, and they're really good, and they've got a lot of kids back. They're starting 2 freshmen. They're going to be good again this year. But I have a lot more confidence in our confidence. Like Sadie said, I feel like that's half the battle sometimes. But I also feel a lot more confident in our offense this year, and the fact that we have multiple kids that can step up at any time and score.
They were first place in the MSL East last year, and we were placed second, with our only 2 losses in the MSL East being from Prospect. So how are you guys, is this rivalry still like living up right now? Like, are you gearing up for that game in January?
I mean, for sure. Like, what's crazy this year is our conference is insane because of the restructuring. So we're going to play Frem twice. We're going to play Prospect twice. We're going to play Meadows twice. We're going to play, Barrington and Palatine twice. So every game in the MSL East is going to be a battle, which is fun. Like we always say, we'd rather have a close game than win by 30. Like it teaches us so much. Our 2 losses that we've had so far have been from really good teams, and what I would consider the best team in the state, which is Washington, just beat Loyola last night. In every loss we've had, we've grown so much, and I'm hoping those experiences are really going to pay off when we get into the games, against Prospect and Meadows and Fremd again. So.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the rivalry is still there because I feel like each year each team's just getting better and better, and like we're just like, I feel like this year we're just so like more equal than we have been, and
So coming more into the present, last night you guys faced off against Fremd in a conference matchup, and you ended up winning 66-56, so congrats. Now, usually it's common for these games to be close due to this like pretty big rivalry between our 2 schools. So what do you think was key in last night's game that secured your guys' win?
I mean, it was our defense. They scored 5 points in the 4th quarter. And we talk a lot about your defense can't take nights off. We take a lot of pride in it. We work on it really hard in practice. It's kind of been our strength, our kind of go-to, our X factor. And when, we actually shot the ball pretty well last night too, which didn't hurt. But I mean, I've never seen them as dialed in as they were last night. Like sometimes when you have a rivalry game like that, our heads can be in a million different directions because they want it so bad. But I've never seen them be that dialed in. So that was awesome to see them step up and like show up for a big game.
We had so much energy last night. Like I've never seen so many people like on their feet, like cheering, clapping. It was amazing. Like on the court, like anytime there was like a 5-second call like in our favor, like I was like screaming. We were all like high-fiving, like slapping each other's backs. Like it was just crazy. Like when I was like on the bench with like all my fouls, like I was on my feet more times than I was sitting just because I was so hyped and everyone else was.
Yeah, like it was just exciting to be there, and like everyone was cheering for everything. It was like just so intense the entire time, and our energy just never let up.
And that's my favorite part about this team. Like they like genuinely want, they don't care if they're in, they don't care if they're on their bench, they don't care what their role is. Like everybody owns their role and just wants what's best for our team. And that was so evident last night with I don't think our bench sat down once. I have to keep telling them to sit down because they were in my way. But it was, the energy was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is there to take away from this first meeting of the season that you'll bring forward to the second time you guys meet later on?
I mean, the biggest thing, like, when we're on the losing end of one of those, like, you keep that in the back of your mind and you let it fuel you. So, like, obviously Frem's going to come back and want us bad. And we just have to make sure that we stay the course and we don't let, our emotions get in the way. We say a lot, humble and hungry. So you're humble, you're excited about the win. You should be. You should be proud of that win. You should be excited. But you also can't be complacent, and you can't be like, oh, we beat Frem, we're good. Like every game we need to continue to get better. There's still things we need to work on. We'll watch film on it and get better at it. But it's also okay to enjoy it a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
I think this kind of just like proves our abilities and proves where we are. And that should just lead us with the rest of the season just to like trust in that and trust like our team and our individuals, just like everything. I feel like it just builds so much on that.
Mm-hmm. So, what is sort of an overarching goal you guys have for yourselves individually for this season?
I mean, I really want to win like sectionals because I feel like we keep like every year.
We've lost in the same one every year.
Yeah, I really want to like get that like last step and do that. I mean, that's like a team goal, but that's my goal.
Yeah, I would say just like go out, not like have no regrets, as Luda says. Play hard, play to win, keep the energy up.
And get better every game. And we always say we want to be playing your best basketball in February when playoffs start. And I think we've shown a lot of really good things. And even in our big wins this year, like there's a lot of things that we can improve on. So the ceiling for this team is really, really high. And as long as we show up every day at practice and get better, and then I don't even know what they're capable of yet, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm. So how is the team, like you guys, going to try and encourage more students to show up to the games and keep that energy up if that was such a strong point in last night's game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people know that we're a good program. Like people just need to like come out. Like I don't know how to encourage it because like people know we're good. Like you just gotta like come out. Just like
come out and see us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think it definitely helps. We have 2 OC leaders on our team, so I think it's helping bringing people to our games.
Yeah, we had some students that showed up after the Ginger Build last night, which was super cool. And it was a small but mighty student section. And I mean, we fuel our energy. We always say, especially when you're playing in like an empty gym, like a 9 a.m. game, like we have to bring the energy for ourselves. But it doesn't hurt to have a few students to bring the energy too.
Mm-hmm. Now with the holidays coming up and you guys are playing in a holiday tournament around that period over break. Are there any like fun traditions or activities you guys do during this time of year, like with the team?
We do Secret Santa, which is always super cute. Basketball is an interesting season because it goes over Thanksgiving break, it goes over Christmas break, and we ask a lot of these kids you give up a lot to play basketball, and that doesn't go, unseen. So yeah, we try to keep it fun while also like keeping it, serious and wanting to win the tournament. But you also have to understand that it's also the holidays, so we do some fun things.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like a holiday tradition, but we always have like pasta parties, which are so fun, especially like around the holidays. You get to like go to people's houses and like everyone has their like little kid like decorations up. Like that's like one of my favorite parts.
And then just in general, like a very broad question, what are you most excited for this season?
Probably for me, it's just like the potential. Like, I mean, you said it before, like, I don't even know, like, what we're capable of, and I'm so excited for us to, like, continue having these, like, breakthrough, like, great games, and I'm just, like, so excited to see, like, what we can do and how far we'll go.
Yeah, like, just how much potential we have in seeing everyone, like, be able to do their best and just work so hard.
Yeah, I just want to see this team play together like they have been, have each other's backs, and sky's the limit.
And so just lastly, looking way ahead in the future, like at the end of this season in 2026, where do you guys envision the team?
You know, it's interesting because, like, there's this balance between, like, you have to believe you can make it to state, but you don't want to, like, have it hanging over your heads. Like, it's always the goal is always state championship. Like, that's never going to be, you know, not our goal. But I feel like you can't have that as your overarching goal because there's so many little things they have to focus on instead. So it's always kind of in the back of our mind. That's always where we want to be, obviously, but not something that we talk about on a daily basis.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming in and joining me. That's it for today's show. So thank you to Coach Ludois, Sadie, and Rylee. And thanks to our viewers for tuning in. And also thanks to our sponsor, Jets Pizza, right over there on Rand Road. That'll do it for this episode. I'm Emily Durkin, and on behalf of Zara Babayeva, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode.